That's the way you want it to be. You want to be able to pretty much pull through with 2 fingers. I don't use these for real thick stuff. That's about a 9-10 ounce. If I go anything thicker, I use this thing. That's dangerous. That'll get you. With that blade sticking up, you want to make sure you put this like over here yonder, or you're not going to cut yourself. Now, because that will cut you. I'll show you something. I don't know if you can see it. If you look at that edge, let's see if I can get a picture of the edge there. There you go. See them kink or them divots? That's dull. That wouldn't cut your finger with it. There's 2 ways to put it in there, the right way or the wrong way, and I'm going to do it the wrong way. Some people don't like these. I've never really had a problem with it. This is what I learned how to Skype with. Hey. Yep. It's a right-handed, you can't. does a nice job when you keep them sharp. So, got that done. I just want to take some time and sharpen up some of these tools. A dull tool is an aggravating tool. All right. Welcome to Cowboy Leather. Figured I'd just do a moment of silence. So, I hope everybody had a good week. I know we had a good week around here. Had a lot of shoes in and out. We made a few leather products. And got everything wrapped up. Shipped out a couple things to different places. So I'm ready for the weekend. And I just was looking at YouTube or Facebook or something like that. I guess the Punxsutawney Phil didn't see his shadow, so according to folklore or wives' tale or however you want to look at it or call it, we're supposed to have an early spring. Well, I'm ready for it. Today, here in lovely Sparta, Tennessee, the sun's been out all day. It's been about 62, 63 degrees. It warmed up nicely. In fact, warmed up enough, I was able to open up the front door a little bit and open up the back window and get a little bit of a cross breeze through here. Just kind of air the place out. But I'll wait until, it gets a little bit better weather, and I'll leave the windows open all the time. Well, when I'm in here. But, like I say, it's been a good week. January started out pretty good. Minus a snowstorm and roads and stuff like that freezing up. I'm glad January's gone. I'm ready for February. See what February brings. It just seems like when you get older, time has a habit of flying. But it's fun. Yep. I got all my tools sharpened up. The only thing I haven't got, and I got to find Allen wrenches to do it, is my small 12-inch leather splitter down there. The blade's got a little dull on that. Need to run some memory cloth and kind of dress it up a little bit. Get it back to slicing so I don't have to fight with it. I figured it was a good thing to do, good time to do it. It's first of the month. These tools, I just, hit them a lick here and there as I'm doing a project. But when I pick them up, I forget to, polish them up a little bit. I usually end up putting them away, and they're dull when I go to use them. But, like I say, I'm waiting for the springtime. Let's see here. April, my daughter and I have got a craft show to go to. One we've gone to now for the last 3 or 4 years. She brought down some, she lives up in Knoxville, Tennessee. She brought down some jewelry that she made over the last couple weeks. So she priced it, and I just put it up, put it out for sale. We get weird women coming in here, get their shoes fixed, and they see that, and they got to stand there an extra 10, 15 minutes oohing and on, and they usually buy. So, I'm not complaining. We use, like I say, my daughter makes jewelry out of a lot of the scraps that I get. So, the thinner stuff, she'll grab it, take it with her, and bring it back in jewelry. She's got one of those, she got the new improved Cricut. She's supposed to be making me some badges for my hats and for shirts and jackets, but she just hadn't had time to sit down. She works another job also, so she didn't really have, sit down unless it's raining or whatever, but she's constantly on the go, which is a good thing. I got no problem with that. I'm just happy that she kind of sort of taken interest in this leather. Because if something happens to me, this is her inheritance. Part of it. She would get all of it, and she's going to keep some of the stuff and get rid of some of the stuff that she's not going to use, which I got no problem. So, if you can get your kids involved in this, it's a fun hobby, and it's great to sit down instead of watching television, playing video games, and all that other sort of monkey business. Teach them a trade, and, when it gets some stuff built, take it out and try and sell it. But, like I say, it's a good hobby, good family hobby. I've seen a lot of posts where, husband and wives are doing this. Husband makes gun holsters, wife makes jewelry and bags and, the small stuff. Excuse me. Nothing wrong with that. They say the family plays together, stays together. And, if you can get the kids sit down and, help them out, show them how things are done. Give them a stamp and a small hammer and just let them whack and pound on the leather. Excuse me, get dry. But, also besides doing, sharpening up my tools and stuff like that, just see what I got, I made a small list of leather that I need. So tomorrow, my wife and I are going to go for a ride. I got to stop by one of the thrift stores. They buy secondhand shoes or shoes that are returned pellet lots. They sort through them and they bring me the shoes that need heels or need to be stitched or something like that. I stitch them up, repair them, and take them back. So they brought me a box Monday, I think it was, and I finished it off. So tomorrow, Saturdays, my wife and I, we do our running. So I'm going to drop those off, collect money for that, and then I'm going and get some leather. I don't know what kind of leather I'm going to get, what colors, whatever tickles my fancy. I like going picking out the leather. I used to go and order But like probably a lot of people, every once in a while you get a piece of leather that really is not worth the price you paid for it. But I don't fuss. I just cut around the bad spots and keep on trucking. You know, who does it? If you want to figure out how to work a piece of leather, any kind of leather, watch Don Gonzalez. He's got, I think it's 1 or 2 videos, and he talks about, he'll lay the side of leather out, and he'll say, okay, this I'm going to get a seat jockey out of, this here I'm going to get saddle skirts out of, this side here, or this section over here, I'm going to get this. He can work a side of leather and, you know, have little or no scrap. And then what he does have for scrap, he turns into something else. So, you know, I see people, they'll take a piece of leather and they want to cut out, we'll say a holster or cut out something, and they start about that far in from the edge of the thing. And there's nothing wrong with, I mean, it's a good side of leather. That's like getting a piece of leather and cutting out a circle out of the middle of it. You know, if you're going to play with this leather, you got to know how to work it. You know how to get your different cuts, where you can get your cuts out of for what you're making. If you're making, if you're making holsters or belts, preferably belts. If you got a piece of, we'll say 8/9, which I find usually the 9 is up on the back. That's where I start my belts out of. And then I figure out which was the neck end and which was the butt end, and I cut accordingly. And then as I work my way into it, it starts getting a little thinner. So I can use the thinner leather for like small light dog collars, and you know, like I say, keep going from there. So you gotta, to get the full dollar out of a side of leather, you got to know how to work it and where to get your cuts from. Sometimes it's hard, but the more you do it, the more, you know, you'll understand it. You know, some places, you know, if you can get a solid 9-ounce where it's 9-ounce all the way around it, then you know what you're doing. You know, okay, every piece you make is going to be exactly 9 ounces thick. So, yeah, just like I say, know how to work a side of leather. But most people don't get sides. They'll get a shoulder, they'll get double shoulders, they get the smaller cuts, because I see a lot of people don't have the room to work a full hide. Well, excuse me, a side. God, if you got a full hide, that's usually when you get a full hide, that's upholstery leather. And there are, you know, some other, but, you know, I use mostly sides. I do have some 2 to 3 ounce that's a full side, and I haven't got a table big enough. I fold it in half and just start cutting, you know, from the edge. Squirt my edges and cut from there, because I haven't got a table big enough. And my shop, the floor isn't, I haven't got enough room in the shop on the floor to lay it out, spread it out. So that takes some engineering to get it to cut up a full side of upholstered leather. It can be done, but you gotta MacGyver it. Well, I babbled long enough. I just drop in and say hey, and I'm gonna get out of here. It's almost 3:30 my time. So that one in the bug. I think there was ladybugs. It's warm enough. Ladybugs are out today. So, anyways, I will see you next week, Friday. Everybody, I hope has a safe weekend, has a good weekend, and we'll see you next week, Friday. Cowboys out. Bye now.